Well, what you're looking at was really my first boat here. And as you see, it's just a local wood-planked little fishing trawler. And the hull shape very similar to the big fishing trawlers that are still the trademark of Thai waters. And I put a little awning on the front. It had a 3-cylinder hand-started engine. Very simple boat, but that's what I did my first couple of years of boating with around here. It was very practical for diving.
Looks a bit like a longtail.
Yes.
Bigger one.
Yeah, then we sort of upgraded to a sailboat, Andaman Explorer. Here she is again. And this sailboat was actually built in Thailand by an American man in Samut Prakan. Somehow the boat found its way to Phuket, where we purchased it. And we used this boat for many, many years. And it was really the first regular liveaboard boat to take divers to the Similin Islands on weekly excursions. Very
it's a sailboat, yeah?
Yes. Because you needed a boat with accommodation. And sailboat had accommodation. Now most sailboats are not very suitable for diving trips, but this particular vessel had a lot of deck space. And this is how the Similin Islands was in those days. There we are at the famous bay at island number 8, which is one of the preferred anchorages, and we were really there alone for as long as we were there. The only other boats we would meet were fishing boats from Phuket. Yeah.
How long did you stay there for? How long was the trip?
In those days the trips were 5 days and 6 nights. We always did the crossing at night and then spent 5 days at the island. So we had weekly trips. And we were not the first people to ever make it out to the Similin Islands. There were some divers from Bangkok that had organized one-off trips per year. And but we were certainly the first ones to do regular departures there. And for the first couple of years we were all alone. Again, fond memories of those times.
But it still looks a bit like that now.
A bit, yeah. Like this is Maya Bay in Phi Phi Island, and also not as crowded. And then we upgraded again to a larger boat. This is the boat I mentioned earlier, where we went out. First she was painted white, then we painted her blue. And this was the boat that we took out to those Burmese areas that we ended up naming the Burma Banks. Yeah. And this is one of our day boats, because even though the liveaboard business was developing, we also ran a number of day boats, trips that go out in the morning and come back in the afternoon. And then, of course, ultimately I divested of the diving school and day trip business and built this boat, Ocean Rover, here in Phuket.
About 2000, wasn't it?
Yes, we launched in 2000, and just about the same time we also stopped doing day trips and stopped doing diving instruction and concentrated purely on doing high-end liveaboard trips. Yeah. And just recently this vessel was sold to a company in Indonesia, and that was the end of the diving industry and the beginning of marine for me, yes. And the beginning of marine surveying. Yeah.
But how do you feel about the dive industry here? Do you feel it has sort of overexploited the natural resources of this area and there are maybe too many businesses?
I think that there are at any given place in Phuket too many divers in the water at the same time. But I don't dispute the right of anyone to try and make a living in the diving industry. Yeah.
And now in your retirement, do you still like to try and get out for pleasure, for leisure, rather than work?
You mean diving? Well, I've done a few dives since. I always enjoy myself once I'm underwater. I do feel, though, sometimes when you get to the surface after a dive, that it's rather crowded out there. Yeah, many boats. Yeah.
What's your favorite place then, in either out at the sea or on Phuket?
As far as diving is concerned,
as a resident here and as a diver.
Okay, as a diver, I still think that the Similin Islands offer the finest combination of color and variety of marine life. Very difficult to find places like that anywhere in the world. As far as on land here in Phuket, I like to be in the golf course, but I also like Nai Han Beach. That's still my favorite beach.
Well, thanks a lot for talking to us and showing us some wonderful old pictures from how it used to be. And let's hope that perhaps people appreciate a bit more how it used to be, but how it can still be if people look after them.
I agree, Grant. If we all be careful, if we're all careful, then Phuket can continue to be a high-end destination for many generations to come.